Hi fam, and welcome to Aja's Cozy Crochet Corner. So we will be getting right to the tutorial. I will be recreating this lovely piece that I have made. I promised that I was going to recreate it, so we'll be doing a piece like this but different colors. If you look on my channel, you will already see the blocks that we used to make this. You will see that already on my channel, so you can make the same exact pattern that I have created. So without further ado, let us go to the table and let us get started on our tutorial. All right. Okay, so hi everybody. I wanted to lay out my blocks for you so you can see that I'm using two different style blocks. One has a jade in it and the other one has the charcoal gray in the center with the navy blue. So what I want to do is lay them out in a way that would not will bring some kind of uniform to this color palette. So I always lay out my blocks before I start. Other than your block placement, you will need scissors, a yarn needle, and the same needle on which you use to put together your pieces. In this case, mine will be a 4.5 millimeter hook. And I have put together my back, how I want my back, how I want my front, my sides, my arms, and we will be doing 3 pockets for this piece. We'll be doing 2 pockets, but we'll be using 3 pieces for our pockets just to give us a little bit larger pockets. Because if you know me, I love pockets. So let's get started. Okay, everyone. So I have taken and I have my front panels here. So this is how I want to start with my pattern with my front panels. I altogether use 51 pieces here. So I have 51 Starburst pieces here, and I work them all up in the charcoal gray. So I will be using charcoal gray in order to join them all together. Now I do have a tutorial on how to join, so I will not be spending as much time on joining as I would if I didn't have that. So I will show you how to join together one whole piece, and then we'll work sections up from there. So for my front panel, we have 2 sections for our front panel. This would be one and this would be the other. There are 5 pieces in the front panel. So we have 5 pieces for the front panel. So I want you to take the piece, first side of the panel, and put it together, back sides facing you. Insert your needle into the corner, both corners together. Now your pieces should lay flush to each other because they should be worked up in the exact same manner. I want to add my yarn onto my hook, bring it through the hole, make sure it's on there nice and tight, but I also want to go back in and make a single crochet. Make a single crochet on there. That way I know it's nice and tight and it's not coming off. So I want to go through the first hole here and the first hole on the opposite side. Now all my pieces should have 15. I did 15 along the tops, and the corner there should be 6. So on each one of my pieces I made sure I had the identical number all the way through, counting to make sure that everyone would be able to line up perfectly. And with that being said, we want to go through whatever we do in the front, we want to do in the back. So if I have gone through the first hole in the front, then I want to go through the first one in the back. If I've gone through the second hole in the front, then I want to go through the second hole in the back, and so forth and so on. So what we're going to be doing is just taking and going through the one hole in the front, and whichever hole we go through in the front, we then want to find the back, and we won't want to go through the same one in the back. We want to pull through the loops and make a single crochet on each one. Now we are going through the top 2, there are two loops at the top. We want to make sure we're going through both of those. And there are two loops in the back portion, and we want to make sure we're going through both of those as well, coming through and making a single crochet and pulling that down nice and tight. So we're going to go all the way down the line in the same manner, making a single crochet at the tops of our doubles. So we're matching it up all the way down the line, and we will have a seamless join at the end of it. And we're just going to go from one corner to another corner, to the opposite corner. So we're not turning our corners, we're just going straight across the top and ending at our opposite end corner here. And that is it. Just match whatever you do in the front, you want to do in the back. Just match them together and make sure you pull through tight when you're done to lock that in, and make sure it's not loose when we go to open this up into one whole piece. So that way someone else who does not know how to crochet will be amazed of where did you join that and how did you do that. It just looks like one solid piece, in which it will. So you want to match every double hair with the double hair, ending in a single crochet. The double in the front with the double in the back, ending in a single crochet. Now we have come to our corner. With our first corner, we want to go through the hole on both front and back and end that with a single crochet. Make another single, chain one, cut our yarn, and pull through the hole. Make sure you pull it tight, and voila, we have our first join, and we want to continue that all the way up this row, linking 5 together. So we have our first front panel. We're going to be doing this same join with our other side front panel. So when we're done, we'll have 2 panels that have 5 in it. Join on, and again we're going to go from this corner to this corner and just putting a single crochet in the tops all the way through, matching it up. Whatever you do in the front, go through the first one in the front. We also want to do in the back, going through the first one in the back. Do not miss that first stitch, because sometimes it could be hiding. So watch for hidden stitches at the beginning and make sure you get the first stitch in front and in back. And ending that in a single crochet. So again, if you have any questions, you could just refer back to this piece on how I'm joining them together, as well as I will put the link in the description box for the joining video. That way you can get even better clarity on how to join together your granny squares or your sunbursts, as we are doing now, from beginning to end. So I want you to do this. I want you to do the joining for your front panels, which are going to be 5. And then I want you to do it for your side panels, and there should be 2 panels of 4 for your side. So you'll, at the end of this, you should have 2 panels of 5 and 2 panels of 4. and we'll come back and we'll see what that looks like. Okay, everyone, so I have come back with my pieces. I have linked together two sets, one set of pieces for my front, which are 5 panels. So I have 2 of those, and I have for my front pieces, and for my side pieces I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have 2 panels for the side. Okay, so now that we have that done and out the way, I want to work on our arms. Now I have already completed one arm, so you see what it looks like when it is finished. Here is our other arm. So with your arm, you have the sides that I want. I have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we have 2 panels of 3. Okay, so here's 1 and here's 2. So you would just put these together in the exact same way that you put together the front and the side. But in order to make a decent arm, we need 2. So once we have done that, we're going to fold this over, and we are going to go along this edge, connecting it, and along this edge and connecting this edge, and that will give us our arm. So I will show you the first way, and again, I do have a video uploaded to show us how to do the joining, so it would go over in more detail how to join at this along this way. We've already gone and connected one by one. Now we're going to connect more panels onto this one piece. So the only place we have anything that happens different is here and here. We are not going to build in the join. We're going to leave the join alone. When we get to the end of the block, we're going to go in this corner, and then we're going to go in the next corner. So we're going to skip right over. I'm going to work up to that place to show you exactly how it's done. We're going to join our yarn on to our hook, and I always go back in and make a single crochet, lock that yarn on, and we're going to go all the way down our line, connecting one after the other with the same piece you have in the front. You want to do the same on the back. So I want the second one in the front, I want to be on the second one in the back, I'm on the third one in the front, so I want to be on the third one in the back. And we're going to go all the way down to that corner, and I will show you how easy it is just to continue your joining, just skipping over the join from the previous row in the opposite direction. So I think this is my third in my granny square mania, and by now, if you're following along with me and watching my videos, then you already pretty much know how to join just by watching. It's very repetitious. Piecing together everything is mostly about placement. How many pieces, how many blocks do I need to use in order to get arms, back, front, and all that good stuff. Yeah, the joining is very simple. Once you found your niche in your join, it's a snap. So we are coming up on our corner. One last piece. Wait, no. We have one more stitch here. Go in the front here and go in the back here. All right, so now that we are at our corner, and you see our corner, it all should line up. We are going to go inside our corner, just like we would if we are ending. Now that we went in this corner, we do not want to go, I repeat, we do not want to go into the join. we are going to skip over that joining area and we are going to go into the next corner. So we're skipping over the join and we're going right into the next corner, and where we will pick up our pattern and we will go the first one in the front and the first one in the back, and over here the first one, the second one, and the second one, and the third, and the third, and we're going to keep that right on out. And once you get to a corner, you skip over the join and jump right back into the next corner, and simple as that, easy peasy. When you're finished doing this side, you are also going to connect this side, and that is how we're going to make a full sleeve. So when you finish with the top portion, you are going to connect in the same way, and you will have a piece that your arm is going to fit in. So you go ahead and do that, and when we come back, I'm going to show you how to work up our pockets. Okay, we are back with our pockets. So today for our pockets, I am doing 3 in a panel. Okay, so I'm going to put together 1, 2, 3. Now normally I just do 2, and if you have 2 blocks, that's fine. I just want a little bit of a deeper pocket on this piece, so I'm going to put together 3, and this is going to be how it's going to come out. This is how long 3 will be. Okay, and we're going to crochet them up on the sides just as we did for our sleeve, leaving the one opening so we can stick our hand in there. And as you see, our hand gets deep, and I love pockets. So once you have your panel of 3, okay, just gonna take it. This is the right side. Take it the right side. Gonna be working on the wrong side, and that's it. That is it. You're just going to lay it flat, and that's it. So we're going to join just like we've been joining, starting in the corner. Get our yarn on our hook. And attach our yarn, and just like that, you're just gonna go the first one here, first one here, which I'm having a hard time seeing. Right, and you're just gonna go down that row on the tops like we have been doing, until you get to the end, and you're going to do the same on the opposite side, leaving this opening for your hand to go into your pocket. So we're going to continue to work this up on our own. Remember, when you get to the previous join, you're just going to jump right over the join. The joins should both match up, one on the front, one on the front, one on the front, one on the back. You're going to skip the join and go from corner to corner right here, and do the same here, leaving an opening just like that. So carry on, and we'll meet back here and we'll put together our back. Wait. Okay, everybody, so we are back with our back. Now, I've already made our panels for this. We have 3 panels, 1, 2, 3, and they each have 5 in it, because this back piece is going to be 3 by 5. Okay, so now that we have our back pieces all put together, 5 pieces in each row, we are now going to attach. We're going to flip the front piece over like this, and we're going to attach it all the way down this line. And once we finish, we will open that back up, and then we're going to lay this piece flat, and we will attach this all the way down this line, and that will give us a full back piece. So I'm going to work that up off camera, and when we come back, I want to show you exactly how the whole back looks all together, and we will be ready to put together all of the pieces and get us a sweater. Okay, so I'll meet you back here in a few minutes. Now we have our complete back piece all together. We have our 3x5, and it is all connected. Okay, and as you saw, I connected here, and then open it up and connect it here, and then open it. Okay, so now I want you to find your side pieces. We have our side pieces. Our side pieces are the 2 panels with 4 in them. So we want to take our side pieces and match them up to the bottom of our work. Use it up and connect it to the bottom of our work so that the bottom is even. And our side pieces are always going to be 1 less than our back and our front pieces, because that leaves an opening for our arms. And once you have your side pieces and your back piece complete, you're going to fold over here and fold over here, and you have perfect blocks, so they're going to lay right on top of each other, and you're going to crochet from the corner here all the way up to where this side panel ends corner to corner with the square underneath it. Okay, so you're going to work from this corner all the way to this corner, and then you're going to go on the opposite side and do the same thing on the opposite side. And when you're finished, we will put together our front pieces, attach our front pieces, I should say. So go ahead and start getting that worked up, and I'll meet you. Oh, after you have attached your front panel to your side panel, leaving a hole wherever you would want your pocket to be. I chose again my 3rd hole, so I'm going to leave a hole there. What we want to do is to work, well, first we want to turn our pocket on the right side. So we want to put the pocket on the side, right side. Let's get it all flattened out. All right. Get our yarn down here. Now we want to put our pocket in this way, okay? So we are working on the right side of our work. So don't think it's a mistake. We are finally working on the right side of our piece. So we are going to fit this in here nice and snug, and as you see, our pocket fits in there absolutely perfectly, because we have left 1 space for it, and it is only 1 space, so that is it. So now the only thing left to do is to attach it. You're going to get your yarn on your hook by going in between this corner space here and finding an equal space here and just attach it. Okay, and you know me, I'm going to go back through the hole and make a single crochet. That way I know that it is on there. Now we're just going to go around and try to match up our pocket as best as possible with our outer blocks. Okay, so we're matching block for block, stitch for stitch, as best as possible. When we get to the corners, You want to try to grab corner to the next space you can find, and it's pretty much not a right or wrong thing as long as it's flush back to back. You just want to go around the whole thing and make it connect as best as possible. If you choose, you can use your yarn needle at this point and weave in and out, connecting the tops of your doubles. Me, if I'm going to crochet, I'm going to crochet all the way out if I can help it, and if time allows it. And we're just going to connect that pocket, and I like the way it looks because it gives a nice rigid like a nice edging along the pocket with a single crochet on the top. So again, the pockets, don't find it terribly difficult. Just slip your pocket in there so it fits flush, and just work all the way around, catching one stitch to one stitch, one stitch to one stitch. And in the corners, you're just going to try to fit it in the best way possible, just catching onto the stitches. There's no, because we're using all singles, it should still match up in the same way that everything else matched up joining. But because we do have this added corner space here, you see here where the joint is, just try as best as possible in this section right here to catch each stitch. And we're just going to work this all the way up. I see we have a little friend that has come in our background to join us. Someone has woke up from their nap. So I'm going to go off camera, but continue to work around, just matching it up. Pockets and sleeves are difficult because you have to spin this whole piece around and try to work with it, and just trying to match up your stitches as best as possible, going all the way around, When you get to your corners, just remember it's still pretty much like the like you would join the other pieces on. Just try to match it up as best as possible, because it's still one block here and one block here, and your pocket is one block here and one block here, so there's no difference. It's just both of them are continuous pieces. Now they both have turned themselves into circles, so when you get to your corner, just try not to go over on one block. You want to make sure your corner is corner. You don't want to be going, you don't want this block, the front block, to be back here, and you don't want the back block to be towards the front. Right, the back block and the front block, Nuggie. So I'm gonna go off camera to make it's snack time, to have snack time with my little one, and I'll join you back again when my pocket is attached and completed to show you what that looks like. Okay. Okay, everybody, we have gotten to the end of our pocket. When you get to the first chain one that you made, just slip stitch into that stitch and pull your yarn through and close it off. I wanted to make sure I told you that. Now, next to our last thing, almost, would be to fold our piece over here and fold our piece over here. Now, as you see, it's coming together real nice. And what we have to do is we have to connect from this block to this block, and we have to connect from this block to this block. Okay, so, and this is going to create our hole for our arm. So just connect the tops of these two blocks first this one, cut your yarn off, and then the next one, and we will get ready to put on our sleeves. Then we'll be finally done building and throw a border on this thing, and she will be done. So let's work our two tops, and I will see you back. Okay, crochet fam. So we should be right now getting ready to put on our arms. So I don't know if you can see this, and I'm sure you can. I've already put the arms on and went around the coat. So I had a camera mishap and my camera shut out on me. So we kind of missed that process, but no worries. As always, I am always working on multiple pieces at one time. So with further ado, we are going to do the same thing we would be doing here. We are going to do on another piece. So, but I just want to show you, see our extra long pocket? That's my extra long pocket. And the same way that I have done this ridge and the border I've done in ridge, I will not show you the ridge on the other one. I just will show you how to start the going around the sides. But yeah, I did that. And we'll find a lovely model and we'll show off both pieces. So you see this vibrant beauty right here. This vibrant beauty, I've been working on in the background, and it's just perfect because I've done everything but put on the arms here. So I will show you how to put the arms on in this piece. And the arm is, again, will be the exact same way in which we put on the other arm, we will put on this arm. So nothing has changed. Nothing at all. Okay, so let's get started. Let's move this to the side and this. So when we're working on the arm, what I want you to do is, and here's our arm over here. When working on the arm, what I want you to do is turn your piece on the right side. So make sure your piece is on the correct side, because we will have to make slight of decrease here so that our arm can fit on kind of snug, okay? Because this piece is done in 1, 2, 3 squares. There are 1, 2, 3 squares here. And this piece, our arm, as you can see, is only 2 pieces. So obviously there's a size difference. So I want to do slight decrease on here. That way we can fit it a little bit better without having to double back and use multiple holes multiple times. So before I start, I want to tell you where the decreases will go. We will put a decrease in the middle of this granny square. We will decrease on the corner. We will decrease in the middle of this granny square. This corner right here will get a decrease. We will decrease in the middle of this granny square. We will decrease then again in this corner and end it off. Okay? So we're going to take our hook, and you should be good at this by now, messing around with me and adding your yarn. So we're going to pick a midpoint and go ahead and get your yarn attached to that midpoint. And I want you to chain up 3. Chain up 3. Okay? So yarn over. We're going to do our first decrease right here. So when you're decreasing, you're going to yarn over and just pull over through 1 loop. Just 1 loop. Show you that again. Yarn over. hold up, wait a minute. I want to make sure. Okay, yeah. You yarn over, go through the next hole, grab your yarn, pull up, and go through one loop. Should now have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, and go through all 3. Now that becomes 1 stitch at the top. I'll show you that again. It felt like I moved too fast with that one. So just double crochet all the way to our next corner, and I'll show you the decrease again. So you're just putting 1 double crochet in each one of the top stitches, all the way to the corner. Yeah, it was funny. I sat there and did a whole tutorial for you guys. I was so hyped. And I look at my camera and it's like, no, I lost it all. But no worries. I'm glad I'm always working on extra pieces. So we're going to crochet doubles until we come to our first corner. Okay. So we are not dealing with this granny square. We are only dealing with the ones in our sleeve join. So we're working from this corner to this corner. So I want you to go in, pull up, just take off 2. So you're not going to finish that double crochet. Okay? Yarn over, come in this hole, and pull up. You're not going to finish that one either. And then you're going to pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and you see that brings it together. And then you're going to keep crocheting, double crochets, until we get to the middle of this block. Just keep making your double crochets, and this is just going to bring it in just a little bit, so when we go fit our arm in, we will not have an issue trying to put it in. Spin my work a little bit. And I say 1 more stitch and we'll do another decrease. So now it looks like we've come to round about the middle of this piece. So we're going to go in, pull up, yarn over, just pull through 2 loops. Go into the next stitch and just pull through 2 loops. 3 loops on our hook. We're going to take off all 3. And then we're going to keep double crocheting until we get to our next corner. Spin our work. And this piece is so vibrant. It's totally different eye candy than what we were working on. And let's see, we're back at our next corner. So here we are at the next corner. And well, this one isn't a corner, it's the top to our sweater, the top of our sleeve. And we're going to work in this corner here and this corner here. And we're just going to go into this corner, yarn over, pull up, and just go through 2. And yarn over, go in the hole, pull up, and just take off 2 here. We have 3 on our hook. We're just going to go through all 3. Yarn over and continue making double crochets along this line until we get to the middle of this portion. And there's no exact number because depending on how large or big you've made your granny squares, I don't want to give an exact number because everyone might be different, and this way you can use this universally no matter what granny square project you're working on. If your arms is smaller than the whole, it's a great way to decrease regardless of numbers. So if you just work in the corners and in the middle, that way your decreases won't be bunched up and you be noticeable. So working in another decrease, going to go in the hole, pull up, take off 2, yarn over, go in the next hole, and just take off 2 here, ending with 3 stitches on your 3 loops on your hook, and pull through all 3, and keep making doubles all the way down this line till we get to our next corner. Which we're almost there because there are not many stitches going across in our granny square blocks. So we are here to our final corner, and we will be working in this hole and in this one, and that is the corners of our granny square. Yarn over, go through the hole, pull up, just take off 2, yarn over, go through the hole, pull up, and just take off 2, and then pull through all 3. Oh, my apologies. Okay, I went through this hole, and you watch this too, because you see how easy I just did it. So this is our corner. We will not be working on this block. If you pull it up, you see that there are blocks here, block here. So we're working here, not this one right here, which is, as you see with me, easily missed. So yarn over, go through this one, and pull up. And do not go into this one right here. We're going to go into this one of this block. So you want to make sure you're going into the blocks from that from your arm join and not the one below it, because it is really easy to miss that and go through here. And then you want to keep going with your doubles along that end till we get to the last one. And then we're just going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. So this is here, this is the top of the chain 3 that we started with, and we're just slip stitching in there and pull it tight. Alright, so as you see, that has brought our hole in just a bit, closing off our corners. Again, watch the tricky one down here, trying to jump in on our work. Now what I like to do is a clean row from here. So chain up 3 times, and we're going to go in the next hole and just make 1 double crochet. And we will make 1 double crochet all the way around this piece. And that is just so when we join, we are not trying to join where we've made decreases, because then it might be difficult to see. So if we do a clean row, then we'll be joining on a straight row of double crochets. And you're just going to keep going all the way around, just putting 1 double crochet, putting 1 double crochet into every double crochet from the previous round. as that. And this is the exact same way that I joined with the other piece that I was doing. So you're not missing anything. Just remember, in the last row, work on the right side of your work, because these stitches will show, so you don't want to be working on the wrong side of your work. So work on the right side of your work and decrease in the middle of each granny square and decrease in each joining corner. And you will see when I stick the arm in here, it will almost be a flush join because we have done that. Okay, so now we're coming up to our end, and put our last double crochet in, and at the top of that first chain 3, you want to slip stitch in there. We're going to cut our yarn and chain up 1 and pull through. Okay, so now we're going to go back to working on our wrong side. So now simply flip that over to the wrong side, and we want to have our piece on the right side. So make sure you turn your arm on the right side. Whatever part you want to be up on the shoulder, you want to put that there. You then want to match up the seam here at the top of the shoulder with the seam that is on where the join space is here. Because when you turn it around, it'll look really nice and pretty, because it'll all be streamlined instead of having that join space just anywhere. Okay, and as you see from here, it's not a perfect fit, but it is a great fit. Okay, so making that decrease definitely matters. All right, so get you some pins, and I just want you to pin this in place. It'll make it that more easy for when you go around. You don't have to worry about anything sliding and moving when you don't want it to. Got a crooked pin. So I'm going to put one at the top, the bottom, and then the sides. Making sure it's pulled up enough so I don't have to go back and pull it up as I go. And 4 pins is good enough for me. Put as many pins in it as you need to. Let's get that out the way. Okay, and as you see, when we turn it over, everything will be on its right side. Right? So without further ado, let us join our yarn on one more time. And just pick a spot. I'm just going to pick right here so I can work in these ends that are bothering me. So you want to go under the top of the double here and the top of the double here. Now we have been joining where we're making our joins, and they're perfectly flush with each other. This cluster 3 with that cluster 3, blah, blah, blah. We're not doing that right here. Right here, we're just going to try to fit this in as best as possible without having to double back into too many spaces, but you might have to reuse a space. And you'll see what I mean when I come up to that point. So join on your yarn. Join your yarn on together, going through both pieces. Okay, I have a tight join. Now, all you simply want to do is go through one loop here and go through a loop in the back. And I am going to make a single crochet. And again, we're going through a loop in the front and going through a loop in the back. And I am going to make a simple single crochet. And we're going to go through a loop here. We don't want to skip any of the loops, because if we skip a loop, then when we pull on the other side, we will have that same hole staring at us, and we don't want that. So we want to make sure we don't skip anything. So we're going to go through a loop in the front. Then we want to go through a loop in the back, making a single crochet. And we're just going to do this all the way around, going through a loop in the front and a loop in the back. And join it on. And going through a loop in the front, let's get that out the way, and a loop in the back, and single crochet. And you want to just keep doing that. Loop in the front, loop in the back, loop in the front, loop in the back, and you're just going to keep going all around. Now we may wind up not having to double backing in, so it's a loop here and a loop in the back. But if we see we're running out of space, then we might have to go in one loop 2 times. But it is kind of flush against each other. You see, there are more stitches here than there are here. So let's demonstrate what I'm talking about. So we go into this piece, front loop here, front loop, and back loop, and we pull up and we make a single. But say we have to use the same hole, we have to use this in the front, and we have to use the same hole that we just went into in the back, because there are more stitches here than there are in the back. And that's it. So I'm going to demonstrate that one more time. As you see, again, there are less stitches in the back than there are in the front. So we might have to reuse, to say our next hole is right here. So we're going to reuse that hole 2 times. So we're going to go in the front and then go in that back stitch and make a single crochet. Now we're going to go back into this hole and go back into that same hole in the back and make a single crochet. So we have used one hole for 2 single crochets, and we'll do it again. Go into this one, go into this one in the back, and make a single crochet. Now we're going to go in the next hole in the front and then the same hole in the back and make another single crochet. And now you see that kind of evens us out in the front. And even if it doesn't on your piece, you just keep doing that. You shouldn't have to do it but so many times. That is why we made the decrease, so it wasn't too bad. Could we have, or could you decrease so you have the same amount of stitches on your armhole as on the top of your sleeve? Yes, you can. So if you want to work the numbers and you want to figure that out, have at it. That'd be great. Then you won't have to do what it is that I just showed you how to do. Go into one space 2 times. But for me, it on the outside, it's not going to be too much of a difference. A decrease is a decrease no matter what. I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I just don't do it. All right. Toughest part of putting on the arm would be to toss and sling around your project. All right, so we're going to go through the front end and the back, and we're just going to keep doing this all the way down the line. Front and back, front and back, front and back, and front and back. Always taking time out to every once in a while look at your work. Oh, my pen slipped. Set. Every once in a while, taking time to look at your work to make sure you are on track and even. And keep going around. And again, putting on the arm is very simple, but it can look like a bit of a mess until you've done it once, and it's like, it's not so bad. So I'm doing what I was doing on the other side again. I'm going through the front one time and finding a hole in the back and going through that. Then I'm going to the next stitch in the front and then going back to the same stitch in the back. And now I'm even again. And we are 2 stitches away from our end. And we are at our end. So you want to slip stitch into the first chain 1 that you have made. Cut your yarn and just pull that through, and there you go. Please make sure you take out all of your pins. I know I put 4 pins in, so I'm going to take 4 pins out. The worst thing is to get stuck with a pin trying to try on your piece. It's hiding. All right, so let's turn it on the right side and let's see what we have here. We have a perfect join. So you see where you have your row of decreases, your row of doubles, and your join. And it all blends in really, really nice. There you go. And if you can see what I mean now on the seams, when I told you to match this one with this one, so that way when you put it on, it all has the same flow instead of this one being all the way over here or all the way over here. And then it kind of throws it off. So everything has that same look going all the way down. It's really uniformed. And now what I want to show you is how to do your border. Now this is where I like for all of you to put your own spin on your work. Your border is going to make your piece different from everyone else's, and really just a way to put your own signature on your work. So for this one, I think that I'm going to use the colors and what you see in this pattern all the way around, and it's going to be different from the other piece. So, but I will show you how to do your borders, and then you can go from there doing the same thing around. But before you do the around, you want to work your bottoms first. Sometimes I do it differently, but the bottom I would work first on this piece. So I'm going to show you how to attach, and make sure you always work on the right side of your piece now, because those stitches are going to show this way. So jump in, get your yarn on your hook again, and for here I'm going to make half doubles, so I'm only going to chain up 2 for here, and I'm placing it right into the center with my first one, and then I'm just going to half double all the way down this end, all the way at the bottom, 1 half double into each double stitch from our granny square. And that is all I'm going to do for my border bottoms as well as my sleeves. Just a half double all the way across. Now if you want to add more flare, then you can put a row of doubles, and from that row of doubles you can then double back around and do the ridge stitch, which is what I have on the other sweater. So I have a tutorial on the ridge stitch. I will link it with this, so you can follow that if you would like to put that along your borders. I, on the other piece, took that and put it around my bottoms 3 times, and I worked that stitch back and forth 3 times. And remember, when you are putting on your borders, your first row will be against your granny square blocks. So when working in the corner, once you work one stitch in the corner, you want to skip over to the corner right here. Okay? So you do not want to work in the join. You go from corner to corner. Your second row will be different because you will only be working in the tops of double stitches or half doubles. Or if you're doing the ridge stitch, you will be working front and back posts. And again, I will make sure I put that link in the description box, so that way you have that one if you want to do that border. On this one, once I do the one row of half double all the way along this bottom, I will just come then back around, and then I will start in the corner yet again and go all the way around the neck and all the way down to this corner and just put on double crochets, but I will be alternating with the colors that I have here. On my other piece, I went around and did one row of doubles and then the ridge stitch 5 times for the other piece if you want to duplicate that piece. And we're going to find a model and we're going to have them try on both pieces, and you will see how I finish this one off as well as finished off our original piece. So that is how you start and to do your borders. They're very simple. Just start in the corner at the bottom, work whatever border you want to go across for your bottom, be it the half doubles, just plain rows of double crochets, or if you would like to do the ridge stitch, work 3 rows of ridge stitch and then go around your piece. Okay. So I'm gonna get this finished and I'll see you back with the model, and let's see how our pieces turned out. And never forgetting corner, when you come to the corners on your first round, corner, and then skip right over to corner. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining me on this one. Let's get our models and let's see how our lovely work worked up. Okay, crochet fam, I just can't seem to get away from you. And I just wanted to make sure we all understood that when you go back and forth, when you come to the end of your work, that you are chaining one, turning your work, and then going right back into the first stitch that you see, and finishing your doubles or your half doubles. I've already done my row of half doubles here, and I'm going to continue doing half doubles all the way around this piece, and then I will come back and with the different colors that you see inside this piece and then work that around. So okay, making sure you all understand when I'll come back to when I get to the end of this piece and show you how to turn your work if you're working in half doubles or double crochets. Okay, so crochet fam, I wanted to come in and show you what happens now. I've already done my 2 rows of double crochets at the bottom, going along, chaining up one, turning my work, and going back the other way. Now I have started at the bottom corner and worked all the way around my piece until I come here. Which one is it? This one. Until I come here. Now I want to show you to make sure you understand how to turn your work. So once you come to the end, you're just going to chain up once and then turn your work and go right back into that first chain, because that's going to keep it as a straight line. And you're going to put a half double in there if you're working half doubles. If you're working double stitches, you will put a double crochet in there, and you're going to go all the way back around your piece again. Now if you are doing the ridge stitch, and then at this point you will start doing front and back posts, and that is going to be how we create our lovely border. Now with that being said, now let's really this time go get some models and let's look at our lovely work. Okay. Okay, so we have the lovely piece that we originated with, and we have our lovely Brie modeling it for us. So if you could turn around, let's see the back. I love this one. And turn back around for me. Now you can see on this one that we have done the ridge pattern for to go around the piece. And like I said, I did the ridge pattern. I went around one row of doubles, and then I did 5 rows of the ridge pattern, and the bottom I have done 3. So that is it for that piece. I love this one. The colors pop on this one, but let's get a little bit popping, a little bit more with the colors on the next one.
Hey guys, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment.
Plugs all day. All right, let's get the other piece and let's see how that one looks. So here is our vibrant eye candy. I absolutely love this one. Let me get a spin around on this one right here. Love. Okay, I'm just call this sweater love. That's what it is. It's just pure love. The colors pop, everything pops. And even though you did not see me put this together in its entirety because of our arm problem, we had to bring it in, and I'm so glad we did. Yes, the pockets on here are like high pockets. They fit beautiful. The colors just pop, 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 pop. And I don't know what else to say about this piece, but I had to show you. I'm actually glad I got a chance to show you. And that is it. So if you want the comment if you would like to see how I did these blocks. The pattern is pretty much just like we worked everything else, but if you want to see how I made these blocks, comment. I get 5 comments or more. I'll have to make a tutorial on how to make these blocks so you can try to capture this beauty for yourself. Okay, crochet fam, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope the little switch up that we did was nice eye candy, but not too stressful for you. And enjoy, make it, like this video, share this video, follow me on Instagram, Facebook for further work that I do because I do stuff outside of my tutorials, so you'll be able to capture a little bit of everything that it is that I do. So with that being said, thank you for the love, thank you for watching, thank you for commenting, and I'll see you again in Aja's Cozy Crochet Corner.